Hello and welcome back to Allie Bakes. Now, I am a firm believer that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I've made a few fancier desserts on this channel, but if I can't prove to you that I can make a chocolate chip cookie, what is my opinion really worth? Nothing. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to show you my chocolate chip cookie recipe so I can gobble these up later while I'm sitting on the couch. Let's get started. To start off, we are going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Ingredient measurements will be in the description box below, but to start off, we have 2 1/4 cup of flour, and we're gonna add salt and baking soda. And then we're just gonna mix this together. We'll just get this out of the way. I know I have fake tan on my hands and I don't really want to talk about it. Great, so our dry stuff is prepared. So now we have 2 sticks of unsalted butter going into our stand mixer.
I recommend chilled butter as this will result in fluffier cookies.
And now we mix. Once your butter is just a little bit softened up, we're gonna go ahead and add 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 1/4 of a cup of white sugar. And these are gonna get creamed together for 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes.
Make sure you don't skimp on the creaming time. We're putting air into the butter to make our cookies super light and fluffy instead of squashed and condensed.
No, Papa. I could put you in there. It'd be delicious because you're so sweet.
Okay, so once that is sufficiently creamed, we are going to add 2 eggs. We have a teaspoon of vanilla, and then my secret ingredient. They don't teach you this on the back of the Toll House bag, but what makes cookies super chewy is vanilla pudding powder mix. So this is 2 ounces of just Jell-O vanilla pudding powder, which is gonna go in right now. It's gonna make our cookies so chewy. So this gets combined. All right, so once that is nice and combined, scrape the bowl one more time, and then we're slowly gonna start to add in our flour and baking soda and salt. So we'll do this half at a time. Now once the dough is all the way combined, we're gonna add 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And just stir together. Ugh. Okay, now comes the best part. Ugh. The taste test. Absolutely. Absolutely. Add my parchment lined baking sheet, and now we're just gonna scoop some dough balls.
You can make these cookies as big or small as you'd like. Mine were about golf ball sized. Just be warned, number 1, they will spread, so you need to make sure you have room on the tray, and they'll also take longer to cook if they're bigger. You could also use an ice cream scoop to make these a little bit more uniform, but I like drop cookies because they're easier and they're just a little bit nostalgic for me.
All right, we're gonna throw these in the oven for around 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna scoop a couple more trays of these guys, and I will see you when they start coming out.
This recipe yields about 36 cookies, and that was 3 trays for me. So you're gonna have to do the whole routine of scooping the tray and putting the new tray in the oven, taking that one out, putting the new one in, so on and so forth. I personally don't like to cook 2 trays at a time in my oven because it bakes a little unevenly. I like to put 1 tray in at a time to get them all perfectly cooked. Takes a little bit longer, but I think the end result is worth it. All the waiting in between also gives you time to play with your cat who's obsessed with deli meat. When I pulled the first tray out, I had to contemplate a little bit whether I wanted it to go a little bit longer or not. These had been in there for about 14 minutes, but then I remembered that I used cold butter, so these cookies aren't going to brown as much because that butter is not going to melt. Therefore, they're going to be chewier and lighter, just like I like them. But if you want to crunch your cookie, maybe leave them in 2 minutes longer.
All right, it's time to retrieve the last tray. I like to let them cool for like 2 minutes on the cookie sheet, because if you try to uproot them before they are ready, they'll fall apart. And that would be sad.
After baking all of these, my kitchen smelled ridiculous, and the cookies came out looking pretty darn good.
All right, I'm gonna sample one that's been cooling for a little bit longer. We're gonna try these things. First, let's get that cross section. Oh yeah, they are perfectly soft, crispy on the outside, squishy in the middle. What else could you want, really? Nothing. I like to have almond milk with my cookies, sorry. That's a good cookie. They have to be a little crunchy on the outside and on the bottom. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a weird, mushy blob. And these are totally that. They're crunchy, and then they're gooey. So you got that nice crust on the bottom. Mwah. Chef's kiss, if I do say so myself.
I am so glad I finally got to share this classic and tasty recipe of mine with all of you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.